Hello, 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 hello. Queen of Credit. Decided I'll go live since I'm waiting in this drive-through. Just discuss some things. Just want to put this on your mind real quick as the audience is building and I'm coming in. What if, right, in May or June or July of this year, okay, here's the order. Thank you. What if in May, in June or July of this year, you receive a notification, an action alert that your credit score has changed, right? Now, for 40 million Americans, that could mean that their credit score has increased maybe 20 to 40 points. But then on the flip side, for other Americans, it means your credit score has decreased 20 to 40 points, right? Because if you know anything about credit, or if you don't know, I'll educate you. Hello. If you don't know, I'll educate you. Make sure you like and share this on your timeline, Facebook. I will upload this on YouTube. I'm not live on YouTube right now because I'm driving. So you all show some digital love. Hit the thumbs up. It costs nothing. It's free. I'm driving in Mississippi where we have a lot of potholes, right? So make sure you hit the like and the share button. Share this to your timeline on your personal page. It costs nothing to do that. Just take out the time to do those two actions for me for this free information. So in May, June, or July, those are the exact notifications that over 180 million Americans will receive, right? Because if you don't know anything about credit, I'm going to put you on some game about credit. There are different types of credit scores, right? Depending on whatever you are trying to obtain. For example, if you want a vehicle, then you will have a FICO 8. And what does FICO stands for? It's the Fair Isaac Corporation. So it's these two men that came together to create a scoring model, right, for how banks and lenders can look at your credit score and prove if you're credit worthy. So if you're trying to get approved for a vehicle, and when you go vehicle shopping, they will send your credit and send it out in a lot of credit pools most of the time, in shotgun style to banks and lenders, right? Whether it be Ally Financial, whoever wants to approve you for credit. So that's FICO 8 model. Most banks and credit cards now use FICO 9. So if you're doing your own self-application, then you will, go online and they will mainly use the FICO 9 model. If you're going shopping for a home, then that would be FICO. Mainly used is FICO 4. However, 3 and 5 are used too. That depends on your geographical location in the United States. The mainly used model for a mortgage loan is FICO 4. So there is a myth that's on social media that FICO 9 is not used, it was never adopted. That's not true. Most people just never know about these different types of FICO scores, and they have no idea that their credit card that they got approved for example, was the FICO 9, scoring model. And so with that being said, FICO 10 is coming, and also a TNT. And it's expected to be adopted by banks this summer, which is June or July, maybe the end of May. And the reason being is because whenever a recession is about to come in full fruition, banks do not want to be holding bad debts, or banks do not want to be at the point where they have to file bankruptcy. So now, for example, a lot of banks are already clearing debts out because banks are in the business to get more incoming money in versus bad debt, right? And so they are clearing their books themselves. So if you receive a notification in the mail that your mortgage is sold, especially if you are a good mortgage payer, it's nothing that you did wrong, or it's just banks clearing their books. They're clearing their debts because they don't want to be the holder of bad debts when people are losing jobs or losing overtime hours as a result of the economy. So that's the news, that's the update. If you want to really look at your true credit scores, the ones that the banks use, the ones that the lenders use, the ones that your credit union will use, you need to visit the website. It's a small deposit for you to really look at your true score, because what you see on Credit Karma is not what the credit unions or banks or lenders will use. And you go to myfico.com, and that's why a lot of people don't know that FICO 9 is widely used. And you look at your credit scores, and if you're trying to get a mortgage, you look at FICO 4, 3, 4, and 5. If you're trying to get a vehicle, pay attention to FICO 8 score. And if you're trying to get credit card or business credit cards, look at your FICO 9 score, and sometimes FICO 8, right? So that's rolling in the works already. The major networks, CNN, ABC, Fox, have already discussed the FICO 10. So if you haven't heard about it, you can go to YouTube, find plenty of information about that. Is rolling out this summer. So that's why I'm pleading with a lot of people that with your income tax return, this is what you need to do. With your income tax return, this is what you need to do. If also, I forgot to mention this. You can go to Experian if you don't necessarily want to pay. On myfico.com, you can go to Experian and sign up for free, right? Sign up for free, and Experian will provide you with a credit score based on the FICO 9. So that's better. I mean, it's better than looking at Credit Karma, because Credit Karma will tell you it's your Vantage score. Your Vantage score is usually 50 points higher than what your true banks or credit union or lenders will use. So Experian is a FICO model score, and it's free. But the cons, or the con behind it, it's pros and cons. The con behind it is you will only see your Experian score. So you won't have a true idea of what your Equifax and your TransUnion score is, right? And you can only get that at myfico.com. So instead of trying to play the guessing game and going into a place to get qualified to just see if you'll get approved, and then that will decrease your credit score because you have what we call, or what I educate about, hard inquiries, because you just want to throw a dot in the dark and just see if I can get approved. And now when you get a hard inquiry pulled on your credit report, right, that decreases your score 2 to 5 points. So you get a hard inquiry on your credit report, a hard pull, that'll decrease your score 2 to 5 points. And if you're trying to get business credit because you want to invest, I love business credit and credit cards, because there are certain business credit cards, not all, right? For example, Capital One is a business credit card that will report on your personal credit report. So I don't recommend Capital One. But there are other business credit cards that will not show on your credit report, which means it will not increase your debt ratio or your debt reporting on your personal credit report. And that is a great thing, because it helps keeps your personal credit in good standing, and you have a business line of credit that are usually higher than your personal line of credit to do business transaction with and to make, extra income and extra money, right? So now the second point that I want to address for the people, and this is also, I probably didn't put in the caption, how to invest your income tax return, right? How to invest your income tax return. The second thing that I want to bring out is your 401k. The stock market, it was Black, Monday, did a hard crash yesterday in the stock market. And so if you work for a company that has a 401k and public offering shares, in simple terms, I put it like this. You may work for a company that does not diversify your 401k portfolio, meaning that your 401k depends on how well the company stocks is doing. You're not diversified. You don't have a mixed portfolio. Some people lost thousands and thousands of dollars yesterday out of their 401k, which now they have to revamp and redo their retirement plans. They may have to work an additional 2, 3, even 5 years. Some people took thousands of dollars, lost 10,000s and up on their 401k. Some people took their loss and they don't know it because they didn't even check their 401k to see, right? They haven't even checked to see. And so with your 401k, these things you can do and prepare for a recession if you're not diversified. If your 401k depends on the stocks of the business that you work for. And a lot of people that work with energy and gas saw that result of the stock market crash in that sector on yesterday. So, and I know, and I used to think like this, that, gas prices is just dropping because of the election. But that's not why gas prices dropped on yesterday. They dropped because Russia and Saudi Arabia, and it's called OPEC, which is the Organization of Petroleum Exchange Countries, I think. OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exchange Countries, did not have agreement terms, right, over the weekend. And so the prices of oil dropped, and many companies took a loss, or their stocks dropped drastically. So you may know someone, you may be someone who works at an oil based company out of Texas, out of Louisiana, out of Oklahoma, New Mexico, or North Dakota, right? That's where the oil rigs are based. And even if you don't work with these sectors, people, you need to know what's going on in your 401k in the future, because this may be the time for you to call your 401k, especially if you are heavily invested in stocks, and move that into, and I'm not giving financial advice. This is just, me saying what I would do if I had a 401k. Move that into a cash only, which means tell them, I don't want any investment in stocks at this time. I just want a savings account, or move to ETF or commodities back stock investment, or ETFs, or just treasury bonds, period. Right? Just bonds. So get with your financial consultant and see what's best for you. But first things first, check the status of your 401k. Not just tomorrow, but moving ahead in the future. Moving ahead in the future. There's a lot of financial gurus who belief is that 401ks are scams, anyway, because you cannot control the stock market. You cannot control the stock market, and that the stock market is highly volatile. So what does that mean? It means that you cannot control how low, a stock at any given moment can go, right? And so you lose years off your retirement and thousands out of debt. So take control of that. My last thing is Trump's new payroll tax, right? People seems to get all elated all the time about lower pricing, lower gas prices, and or getting an extra payroll check. So if you know anything, or you remember anything about the 2008 housing market crash, you'll know that in the spring, before President Obama took office or became elected president, Bush, prior to that, also requested for a stimulus package. And so right in the spring of that, a lot of, you got an extra stimulus package paycheck. Well, this is the same thing that President Trump is doing or submitting today to Congress, and more than likely they will approve it. So what that will mean is during the spring, you will see April, May, right? You will see a decrease in your federal taxes that's coming out of your paycheck, right? Which means you'll be taxed less and you'll see an increase in your paycheck. Even with all these forewarning signs that we are entering, or what we're about to enter into, some people still will not, make changes that they need to make to prepare for this, right? So, because at what point have you ever known the government to just want to give you extra money out of your paycheck? Which I teach that in W4 Wealth anyway, right? But now it will be done automatically, right, upon Congress approval. So people, I would take heed and knowing where we are heading, looking at and understanding that what other countries suffer financially, then that has an effect on America as well. Last thing I want to say is a lot of you all are receiving income tax returns. These are just some tips of which I would prefer for people to be bill-free versus tax-free. And what I mean by that is, while you are receiving this large lump sum of money for some people, the largest amount that they've had at one time, look at being bill-free for the year, because you don't know exactly when this bubble is about to burst. So look at paying your vehicle's insurance premium for the year, not month to month. You save money on that, right? Look at paying your homeowner's insurance for the year versus having it included into your escrow. You save hundreds and thousands of dollars by doing it. And any other bills that you can pay for the year at a premium, do that. Set yourself up for that. And then if you have a credit score below 680, and you cannot afford to get a 40 or 20 point drop in the next couple of months, and you're straddling the line at 680, right? Because again, banks do not want to hold bad debt during a recession. And so this FICO 10 is to protect the banks, right? It's to protect the banks. Then you need to invest in improving and enhancing your credit. Because if overtime is cut, or job is lost, you want to have a backup plan in your hand so that you can start now acquiring assets, right? Cash flowing. I just came from looking at rental homes. These are the addresses and some notes that I took about them, took concerning them, right? And so, yeah, these are some more notes that I have. In the comparison of 2008 to 2020, you know, the same things line up on line. The first Fed cut was in October. And Bush went 2008 and asked for a lower the rate to a $700 stimulus check. The same thing President Trump is doing now. Then we had another tax cut at the first of the year in 2008. We had another tax cut in 2020, right? Now Trump is requesting a deep tax payroll cut come April. So that means a bigger payroll check for April through the summer, right? So, but you have to look at how that are going to affect you tax-wise at the end of the year. If you don't have any business tax deduction, you need to reach out to me. My website for credit assistance and audit and help is www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Got this spot here. And then my email is ld@fixmycreditandcash.com if you want the W4 Wealth training. Because once you get less taxes out of your paycheck, if you don't have business tax deductions, right, in 2021, it's going to minimize or maximize the amount you owe for taxes or minimize your tax return. So I'm signing off. If you're coming in at the end, make sure you watch this at the beginning. One thing I want you all to do also is put credit to cash flow in the comment section. Also Facebook, like and share when I upload this on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up and also leave the comment in the comment section, credit to cash flow. Hey, I'm signing off. This is Queen of Credit here, preparing you for your credit and cash flow position in the months and weeks to come. So you need to look out for FICO 10 changes this summer. You need to look out for the payroll tax cut. Even though you'll have more money out of your paycheck, that could put you in a tax position where you may owe or you get back less unless you add these business tax deductions. So comment W4 Wealth if you would like to get these business tax deductions legally to help combat that. So it's always a good thing to get more money out of your paycheck, but you need to add more deductions to it as well. And also get your credit fixed if you're interested in acquiring assets. Another thing, I have a silver stacking report. Silver stacking report. One very inexpensive investment you can make is to invest in silver, because once an economy go bad, silver and gold prices increase. There are two types of silver that my silver stacking report will give you. One is 0.999 silver, which is industrial silver. It's what they use to make cell phone batteries, etc., for electrical cars. You definitely want that. And then the other one is 0.9999, which is troy ounce silver investment in rounds. And both of these are tax, requires no tax reporting, which means you will not be taxed on the resale of this once you purchase them and resold them for capital gains. So what I mean by capital gains, let's say you bought industrial silver or silver rounds or silver coins for $18 or $20 an ounce now, and then during the economy recession, the prices goes to $40 or $50. Well, for each one that you have in your possession, you have just doubled your return once you go to resell it, right? You don't want that to be eaten up in taxes. So you need to know a list of what silver coins and rounds you need to purchase and make that investment as well, right? Because whenever a recession go bad, the dollar decreases, but silver and gold, dollar decreases, but silver and gold increases. So I also had a silver stacking report. Hey, I'm signing off. for the second time, I think. You all have a great day. Make it a great day.